Hi, I'm Norma here in the Beverly Hills Active Adult Kitchen, and this is Ellen, and she is the second vice president of the Active Seniors, and we are going to be cooking a recipe, and it's Ellen's special carrot cake recipe, and it's in the new cookbook that the adults have put out, the Active Adult Club. Everybody's favorite recipes are in that book, and it is absolutely fabulous. And today we're going to make Ellen's carrot cake, which is absolutely the best way to get your vitamins and the most delicious way. So, Elle, tell us what to do for your cake.
Okay, well, it's a very simple recipe. That's why I chose it. I wanted something that everybody could do, and at the end result is fabulous. So if you want to get going, we'll start mixing our oil and our sugar together.
Right, here is our oil. You can dump this in.
We'll dump this in.
This is a really easy cake. All you have to do is dump.
Yes,
it's one of those cakes where
it's just a dump cake. So
it's just a dump thing, okay? And what is after the sugar?
And then the cinnamon and the nutmeg.
You see, I have a very big roll to play over here. I just hand the things. There you go.
Yes, and it's very easy. And then we have our eggs and our vanilla.
Now, I have a little tip today with our cooking is I add my vanilla into my eggs always because it makes it so much easier because then it's a more even coverage for your vanilla in your recipe. So if you do that, it's just much easier.
And that was a tip I did not know. So thank you very much, Norma.
We're just full of tips today.
Okay. Here we go. And we are going to combine this with our little spoon here.
So when you're mixing, I noticed that it comes together very quickly.
Yes, it does.
And you don't have to get it really mixed. You just have to get everything combined. So you don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
Okay, and now what is the next thing that we add?
Okay, so then we add some of our dry ingredients together. So we're going to mix our flour. We have our 2 cups of flour, and we're going to add the baking powder, the salt, and the baking soda, which we've already combined.
And then we put that first in the flour and combine it through the flour, give it a quick mix, and then put it into here.
We're going to add
it in there.
We're going to add it to our batter.
Perfect.
And then we're going to mix this up.
Give it another mix after you add your flour.
Exactly.
And if you are using a mix master for this, I recommend that you take it down a few notches on the speed.
Yes, otherwise it'll be all over your kitchen.
Otherwise you'll be wearing white for the rest of the day.
That's why I just prefer to do it by hand. It just works easier for me.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier when I want to do a little taste test.
Yeah, and it's also, I want to tell you, it combines very quickly. And now, but I do see that it is getting thicker.
It's starting to get thicker.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more difficult to mix.
And how did you come by this recipe?
Well, I actually used to work in a bakery when I was in high school and in college, and on the downtime, the owner of the shop would let me go in the back, and I would taste test a lot of different recipes, and I chose this as my favorite, so he taught me how to make this. So it became one of our family favorites, and when I got married, anytime we'd have a special occasion, I would make my carrot cake.
I did not know that you were working in a bakery.
Yeah,
and actually, besides that, you found your cupcake of a husband as well.
I did. He used to come by the window and peer in at me every once in a while and come in and buy, while he was on duty, mind you, and come in and buy maybe a coffee cake or a cookie.
Well, my goodness, but he bought it. He's not like some policeman who just sort of borrow an apple.
He actually bought it, and less than a year later, I married him. So.
Oh my, well, it must have been the carrot cake, do you think?
It was definitely the carrot cake.
Ellen. It could have been the carrot cake and a few other things. Now, what's our next dump over here?
Okay, so now we're going to add some of the other ingredients to this. So we're going to add our pineapple and...
that's a cup of pineapple, correct?
Okay.
That would be like one of those small cans.
One of the little cans, and you drain it, and you just use the pineapple.
Right, and crushed pineapple. Crushed pineapple. Although if you don't have crushed pineapple, I guess you could make do by chopping, right?
Right.
Okay, and then?
Right, and then we have our carrots, and you can buy them pre-shredded like this, or you can grate them yourselves, whatever you'd like to do. I usually just buy them pre-grated, is just easier.
Yeah, I believe if somebody else will do the work, why not?
Absolutely. And then we have our nuts, so we add those, and our nuts you can do any kind. Sometimes I use pecans, sometimes I use walnuts. It just depends, or I can combine both of them together. It just depends on what you prefer.
Yeah, and not only that, it's what you have in the house sometimes
Absolutely.
too. So you don't have to panic and run out and say, I can't make this cake because I only have walnuts. You can use whatever you have.
And in this recipe too, I might want to mention that you can, I'm not going to do it today, but you can add maybe a cup of raisins or a cup of coconut. So it just depends on what you prefer to do, but there's a couple different ways you can do it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's always good to have a recipe that you can kind of play with a little bit.
Absolutely.
And add your own special touch to as well.
Absolutely.
And then as soon as you have everything mixed up, now you put it in, you use 2 pans.
I use 2 pans. You can either use the 8-inch or the 9-inch, and you can either grease and flour, or they have that spray now, which is so easy to do. You just spray your pans, and it actually has the flour in it. And you just put them in the pans and bake it at 350 for an hour. So
350 for an hour, and always check because everybody's oven could vary just that little teeny bit. So you know, sort of keep an eye on things.
Yeah,
so after you've got everything sprayed and floured, you can then you just pour it. Try to be even about it. You know, sometimes a lot of people use a measuring cup, so they make sure they get both even and they cook evenly. That's always a good tip as well. But today we're going to kind of just eyeball it here today.
Yes.
So Ellen's going to put it in there for us.
Okay, you might want to help me a little bit here because it's pretty heavy.
There, she's going to hold it, and I'm going to eyeball.
Now see how good that looks, Norma?
It looks excellent.
And it's got to be pretty healthy for you too, because with all those
I can actually, I'm absorbing vitamin A just putting it into the thing right here from those carrots. That is so healthy.
The nuts and the carrots, and like I said, if you added coconut or raisins, it'll make it even more yummy. So you can do it any way you like.
It doesn't seem like there's anything that can go wrong with this cake. This is one of these no-brainer recipes that you're going to do, and it's going to be fabulous no matter what. And if you have a special occasion
too, you can double your recipe and make it, larger. Sometimes I do that and make it a four-tier cake. It just depends.
Okay. Also, do you shake it before you put it in the oven to get the air bubbles out?
Yes, I do. That's a good idea. And to make it more even when you're cooking it.
I don't think that looks fine.
Yeah,
I think
this looks beautiful.
And then you put it into the oven. Okay, and that's 350 for an hour. And we're going to take it back and put it in the oven right here.
All right.
And we have our oven preheated, of course. Okay. Okay, all right, so now while that is in the oven and cooking, we can make the frosting, which is also easy, I understand.
It's very easy, and it's just a cream cheese icing that we make. So this is just basically 4 ingredients. And we use a whole pound of the powdered sugar. Sometimes I use more because I'm a big frosting
oh God, that is already
connoisseur. So
I'm sold on this frosting already.
Exactly.
You don't need anything
how
more
bad
in there.
Can it be with butter and cream cheese?
Okay, and you use 1 stick of butter.
1 stick of butter.
Perfect. Okay.
And we use a 8-ounce package of cream cheese.
Alrighty.
And
can you just eat the frosting and forget the cake?
You could.
All right.
You could basically do that.
I've done that too.
You could do that.
Okay.
Now this is a little bit hard, so this is going to be...
We probably should do this with a hand mixer.
Yes, this would be easier with a hand mixer, and you really should have your butter and your cream cheese at room temp, because it's, as you see, it's very hard to
do it unless it is.
To mix.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this isn't going to...
But it comes up quickly.
Yes,
I mean, if everything
does.
is the right temperature, it should come together in like no time at all.
And if you have a hard time, if I don't happen to have it, but you can add a little bit of cream to make it even a little bit smoother if you want to at home.
Okay, so the cake baked for an hour, and then through the magic of television, we have it right here.
And it's so beautiful. Look at this.
I understand we have a guest coming in. We need a taster. I mean, it all looks good on camera, but you really need the whole tasting thing going on.
It does, but I'd like to have somebody maybe that has never had this cake before and who could give us an honest opinion.
From the audience, please.
Any volunteers from the audience do you think we could have?
I think we just happen to have somebody standing by.
Who is it?
The guy who used to stand outside the bakery. Now we're going to invite him in.
Oh, my goodness.
Chief Dave Snowden, who is the chief of the Beverly Hills Police Department. And now we feel safe. And no one will take this cake, that's for sure.
That's right.
That's right. So we're going to cut a piece. So Ellen, would you do the honors?
I haven't had a piece of this cake since, Gosh, this weekend.
He probably had to have 3 or 4 pieces to test the recipe.
We just had a birthday for one of my granddaughters, so we had this cake over the weekend.
Family favorite, for sure.
It is definitely one of our family favorites.
Do they ask for it, the kids, when
They
you
do.
Oh, yeah.
It's Gaga's famous carrot cake.
And you are the Gaga.
I am the Gaga.
She is the Gaga, which is translated as grandma in grandma talk. You have to understand. And we're a little over the top with the whole grandma thing.
That's
I have to
right,
say. So is it true you used to stand outside the window and beg for goodies, and she was one of the goodies that you used to beg for?
That's an exaggeration. I used to go in all the time, and actually, I occasionally looked at the baked goods,
so
too.
beautiful. Look how pretty that cake looks when it's all done. Isn't that gorgeous?
It is. And you notice that I actually cut the layers into, so there would be 4, because I wanted to double up on my filling.
And how do you cut the layers? You know what's
I just take a serrated knife, and I cut, after they bake, I cut the layers, and I make it 4 instead of 2.
And somebody once told me that if you use a piece of thread, it's very easy to cut the layers too. You just take a piece of sewing thread and you pull it through, and it cuts the layers very nicely and evenly as well. So if you don't have a serrated knife, or you're not really good with a knife, you could try that thread trick too, and it might work really good.
Can we cut to the tasting part?
I'm sorry. We don't need information. We need tasting going on over here.
All right, I want the frosting part. That's my favorite part.
Ooh, that looks really yummy.
Ah, yes. Am I supposed to eat the flower there too, Norma?
Yeah, I don't know. Are tulips edible flowers?
Now give your honest opinion. Is it a good cake?
It's delicious.
Nice and moist?
Moist.
And
I love it.
Chock full of carrots and nuts and...
We need the look. Let's get the look. We need the heavenly, I just ate the best thing I ever ate look on the chiefy's face.
Well,
so give us that
I do need another taste.
Okay. And then give us the, oh my God, I could just die from this cake.
Excellent. One more ought to do it.
He needs one more just to make sure.
This is really good. You guys ought to try
And
this.
I think we're going to have to finish it off.
Everybody's salivating to get this cake. Meanwhile,
I think we're going to have to finish it.
Wonderful. Good job.
Well, thank you, Ellen. Ellen
it's my
and Dave,
pleasure.
thank you for coming in today and sharing one of these fabulous, I love you, and one of the fabulous recipes. And if you want this cookbook, it's available from the Beverly Hills Active, Seniors Adult Club, and it's at Roxbury Park in Beverly Hills. And all you have to do is call or stop by, and believe me, they're there for you, and you're going to love every single recipe. And thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you again in the Beverly Hills Active Adult Kitchen. Thank you. Bye, everybody. Happy cooking.
Okay, one more.
One more.